Is it important to identify if you have a fixed or growth mindset? And if so, how can knowing the difference between the two make a difference in your life if it goes unaddressed?
Hello, I'm Linnetta.
I'm Patrick.
And together we are co-founders of
Verticalconnections, Inc.
Thank you once again for joining us, and be sure to subscribe if you're new to this channel. Everyone click the like button, the bell icon, and share this message.
Also, we greatly appreciate when you leave comments, and we look forward to those in the future. So, what really makes people successful if it's not their upbringing?
And it's not their education or economic background.
What could it be?
By no means is there one singular answer to that question, because there are a lot of factors that go into it. But we believe that one of the big factors behind why people either succeed or don't succeed is their mindset.
In essence, your attitude determines your altitude. And with that in mind, we are going to be discussing Carol Dweck's theory on fixed versus growth mindsets.
We are going to focus on what they are,
how they're different,
and how much of a difference having a growth mindset can have on your life.
We also want to talk about how to change to a growth mindset if you're currently in a fixed mindset.
We will address all of these when we return.
It's time to reverse the field and look at self-publishing through a different lens. Self-publishing authors believe that they need to complete their book and then go after an audience. But doesn't it make sense to create a following for your story before it's finished, so when that time comes for your book release, readers will be waiting in line to purchase your book? Aguante Publishing's experienced marketing team is prepared and ready to do that for you and your masterpiece.
Welcome back.
So what does it mean to have a fixed or growth mindset?
The basic difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset is this.
A fixed mindset takes the approach that our character, intelligence, and creative abilities are static. They have a lack of movement, action, or change, no matter if they're good or bad.
All of these are seen as just a gift. You either have it or you don't. So we can't change in any meaningful ways, and success is just the affirmation of the inherent intelligence that we already possess.
It's an assessment of how those givens measure up against an equally fixed standard, which in this case is success or failure.
To better explain this, you can simply ask the question, was your answer correct or incorrect? Because that's all that matters.
Many times, those with fixed mindsets will then miss out on what the correct answer was if they learn that their answer was wrong.
Those with a fixed mindset do strive for success, but above all, they also strive to avoid failure as a way of maintaining that sense of being inherently smart or skilled.
Someone with a growth mindset actually thrives on challenges and sees failure not as evidence that they are incorrect or wrong, but rather as a springboard for growth that will stretch their existing abilities.
These two mindsets manifest themselves from a very early age and lead to a great many of our behaviors and relationships with success and failure, both personally and professionally, and ultimately can even affect our capacity for happiness.
Let's expound on these two mindsets. First, when looking at fixed mindsets, we can see in this image how it leads to a desire to look smart. As a result, someone with that mindset will tend to avoid challenges and give up easily.
When they run into obstacles, the effort is seen as fruitless or even worse.
Also, when someone with a fixed mindset receives constructive criticism, they tend to ignore the feedback and tend to feel threatened by the success of others.
As a result of their deterministic view of the world, they may plateau early in life and fail to achieve their full potential.
A growth mindset, on the other hand, leads to the desire to learn, and therefore, people with growth mindsets tend to embrace challenges.
They are more likely to persist in the face of setbacks and obstacles.
They see their effort as a path of mastery and look at the criticism more like critiquing when they receive it.
As a result of possessing a growth mindset, they tend to find lessons and inspiration in the success of others.
This allows them to reach even higher levels of achievement, giving them a greater sense of free will because they know this will play a role in their journey.
To take this a step further, consider the differences between the two mindsets with this example. Dweck conducted a study with 4-year-olds.
She and her colleagues gave the classroom of 4-year-olds a very easy jigsaw puzzle. After that, they all finished it rather quickly. They were offered a choice.
They could either redo the easy jigsaw puzzle that they had just done or try a new and much harder one. Those who showed tendencies towards fixed mindsets stayed on the safe side and chose the easier puzzle that would affirm that they already had the existing ability.
Whereas those kids with growth mindsets thought it was an odd choice to be given because why would anyone want to do the same puzzle over again since they wouldn't be learning anything new?
No. In the end, they chose to tackle the harder puzzle. By their decision, it was inferred that the kids with a fixed mindset wanted to make sure they succeeded in appearing smart.
Whereas the growth mindset kids wanted to stretch themselves because their definition of success was about achieving greater outcomes. So think about how that view of the world could affect your life.
If what was revealed in that example carried over into your life, it could go much differently than if you only ever tried to do things you already knew how to do just so you could appear to be smart.
We can see how engaging in challenging activities not only enhances your intelligence, but may also lead to recognition for your efforts.
With the fixed mindset early on, because everything you seem to do turns into gold, you're going to be limited as far as not only doing the things that you already know, but that which you feel comfortable with, so you can have that sense of achievement.
So what happens when you get that promotion and suddenly you're faced with challenges that you don't already know how to overcome? What do you do then?
You're not going to be asking any questions because, with that fixed view of the world, you would think that it makes you seem unintelligent.
And remember, according to this worldview, smart people don't make mistakes and effort is fruitless or worse. Because we can't change in any meaningful ways, according to the fixed mindset.
But believe it or not, it actually goes further than that. Think about it regarding relationships.
Studies found that people with fixed mindsets believe that their ideal mate would put them on a pedestal and make them feel like they are perfect.
Whereas a growth mindset person would prefer a partner that would recognize their faults and lovingly help them to improve.
That's right. They wanted someone who would encourage them to learn new things and become a better person. Amen.
It was also found that people with fixed mindsets would feel rather threatened, maybe even hostile after talking about minor discrepancies about how their partner and they saw their relationship.
This perception leads us to believe that having a fixed mindset would probably actually lead to a lot more stressful and unhealthy relationships.
This too could lead to health hazards such as too much stress in our lives. But perhaps the most destructive of all of Dweck's findings, as far as relationships may be concerned, is the belief that if the relationship requires work to function, then people with fixed mindsets are a little more likely to believe that something is wrong with the relationship.
It itself and any discrepancies of opinions or preferences would be considered a result of character flaws on behalf of one's partner.
We don't have to go into how that view could ruin many a relationship if true.
So, if you have a fixed mindset and want to develop a growth mindset, how do you do it?
It's one of those things that's very easy to say, but much harder to do. And it all starts with the recognizing of your fixed mindset tendencies and becoming conscious of what makes you fall into viewing the world purely through the binary trap of success and failure.
Whenever that happens, remind yourself that that is what's happening and that you're getting something wrong or not being able to accomplish something right off the bat is not a sign of failure. It's just another opportunity for experience and learning.
Remember, the whole idea behind a growth mindset is that you're always trying to improve.
You're always trying to learn.
Challenges and obstacles are what give you the chance to do that.
Thomas Edison once quoted as saying, Never get discouraged if you fail. Learn from it. Keep trying.
If you like this video and learned something from it, please click the thanks button below and support our channel. We greatly appreciate it. Until next time,
Get connected to
go vertical. Bye-bye.
It is not too late. Hello, Linnettaanderson here, vocal coach and instructor at Vertical Connections, Inc. I want you to know that it is your time, it is your season. What? To get you ready for your next performance. Not just for one performance, but for the many performances to come. Yes, a healthy voice, a vibrant voice, a voice that is ready to be a blessing to so many who hear you. Call today so that the time slot that you need is not taken away. I look forward to hearing from you because you know what? It is not too late.